Happening now, schools close as bitter cold sweeps the region. We have what you need to know next. And a look at job growth in Western New York.
And I'm Dakota Hunter in the First Defense Weather Center. Well, there's no other way to describe this weather other than it just sucks. We'll talk about how cold will it be today and over the next couple days, plus that big warm-up coming our way next week. Next.
Buffalo Bills on Sunday, and they're getting ready for the Jacksonville Jaguars, their first playoff appearance in nearly 20 years. That man right there addressing the media this morning will take you to that press conference. In sports, next.
That's News Now for Friday, January 5th, 2018.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
And thank you for joining us. Happy Friday. Hope you're staying warm. I'm Justin Gould. Our top story: ice, snow, and frigid cold are sweeping across our region today, and many area schools have chosen to shut their doors. From Bemis Point Central, Cassadaga Valley, Chautauqua Lake, Clymer, Erie to Boces, Falconer Central School, Frewsburg Central, Jamestown Public Schools, Panama, Pine Valley, Randolph, Sherman, Silver Creek, and Warren schools have all closed their doors. Also, Jamestown Business College will hold all of their classes online today, and Jamestown Community College is also closed. Our chief forecaster, Dakota Hunter, is standing by with a look at where it's snowing and how cold it's going to get. Dakota.
Yes, this is absolutely brutal, and this is more than brutal. This is just dangerously cold. The temperatures are stuck down into the single digits, and we have wind chills about 20 below zero today. It's absolutely frigid. So we want to give you the first defense on everything you're going to need to know for the next couple days as this cold continues. So lake effect snow, it will continue in pockets. It's not going to be especially heavy, but there are going to be some pockets of lake effect snow today, and especially throughout the next couple days. We'll probably see another 5 to 7 inches of accumulation out of that. But this is the biggest issue out of the whole thing right here. Dangerous wind chills continue through Saturday. We're talking wind chills about 20 to 30 below zero. And with temperatures like this, it only takes 30 minutes in extreme cold to get frostbite, so you need to bundle up in layers, cover all exposed skin, because it is absolutely frigid, and it won't take long for you to get a hypothermia or a frostbite because of how cold it is. Now, the National Weather Service continues the wind chill warning for all of Western New York until until Sunday morning at 7 a.m. And on top of this, we also have a winter weather advisory in place for that lake effect snow that runs until tomorrow at 7 a.m. So again, snow, cold, we've got it all. We'll break down how long will this cold last with that Quick Solutions 7-day forecast in just a couple of minutes. Back to you, Justin.
All right, Dakota, thank you. And like you said, with schools closed, it's expected that those little ones may want to play outside, but officials are reminding you to keep everybody safe and warm. Here's some tips for staying warm. Wear an outer layer of tightly woven clothing, preferably made out of some sort of wind-resistant fabric to help reduce heat loss. Try to stay dry as well, because wet clothing will chill the body. And of course, you may sweat, and that sweat will make you cold as well. So they say if you are feeling warm, just take off those layers. It's nice and easy, and children will lose body heat more rapidly than adults, so they need to be bundled up as well. Don't forget those furry friends. Take similar precautions for your pets, and don't leave them outside for too long in extreme cold. Crews at AAA have been working around the clock over the past few days, responding to more than double the calls for things like dead car batteries, all due to this bone-chilling cold. Jim Garrity of AAA East Central says that batteries die faster in sub-zero temps.
You know what kind of toll it takes on you. You can feel that. But oftentimes people forget that it's taking a toll on your vehicle as well. For example, you look at something like antifreeze. You want to make sure that there's plenty of antifreeze in the vehicle and that it's the antifreeze that your vehicle manual recommends you have. Because if you don't have that proper amount of antifreeze in there, you could come out on a morning like this. Your engine could be like a block of ice. That could cost you down the road hundreds of dollars in repairs. So things like keeping antifreeze in there, keeping plenty of air in the tires because the air compresses when it gets cold. and that's putting you at more of a risk for a blowout or a flat. Making sure the battery is charged up. The best way to think about it is your car is out there, it's getting hit with those cold winds, it's sitting outside overnight for some people, so you really want to make sure that you're taking care of it and getting it into a shop as often as you can.
Now, Garrity says not only take care of your car in the cold, but yourself. Be sure you have enough layers on to give yourself enough time to get to work or wherever you're headed through that ice and snow. And as this Arctic cold surge pushes its way into western New York, forecasters say wind chills could get as low as 25 below zero. And this extreme cold is, of course, challenging for everybody, but the challenge is much bigger for first responders. Coming up next here, a New York State trooper will be laid to rest. And later on, if you're out of work, local job expert is in studio to let you know where you can find some when we return.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back. The head of New York State Troopers Union is reacting to another death stemming from the World Trade Center attack 16 years ago. Tom Mungir is the president of the state's Troopers Union.
Any given time, we had between 500 and 700 troopers deployed to New York City for months on end down at Ground Zero after the terrorist attacks on September 11th, 2001. So, there are many of those people are now retired, those troopers. I think I only have about, 25% of the active troopers that were even on the job back then. But the union is trying very hard to, keep awareness to make sure people get registered and people monitor their health as a result.
Trooper Michael Anson, a 31-year vet of the state police, died Tuesday from an illness that stemmed from his work at the smoldering World Trade Center site back in 2001. Anson is the sixth trooper from Troop 6 to die from September 11th related illness. County Election Commissioner Norm Green says that Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul's visit to Dunkirk today is a way of localizing Governor Cuomo's State of the State speech he gave back earlier this week.
Lieutenant Governor coming around is just localizing what the governor presented already this week. So that doesn't change, but the budget is huge and has ramifications at Chautauqua County, and she's able to identify the parts of the budget that are going to be important to Chautauqua County. I do realize that both our state senator and our assembly person have been critical of the governor and the budget, but the governor, in the past has been very attentive to Chautauqua County, and we got big things happening in Chautauqua County, and the budget is what propels those big things.
And Hochul will be visiting Batavia's Genesee Community College this afternoon. Nationwide, more than 2 million jobs were added in 2017, and despite a few businesses closing here in Chautauqua County, job experts say it was overall a good year. Branch manager for Adecco Staffing, Nicole Allen, says manufacturing is one of the biggest fields in our area who's hiring.
Office type work, accounting, receptionists, things of that nature, but really the manufacturers are what are hitting us hard in this area, and that's where the need's going to be. So, and the thing is with our types of positions, they may go in as a manual labor or even just a general entry-level position, but the companies like to see how they work as a team and with their other members before they advance them into those positions. So people have to be open-minded to keep that in there as well.
Well, good Friday, everybody. TGIF. We made it to the end of another work week, but man, it is so frigid out there. And let's take a look at the Niagara Falls Sky Vision camera. And I haven't put this up in a while, but yeah, you don't really see much because of all the fog and some of the snow that's falling. And the temperatures there pretty much just tell the story. 3 with a wind chill of 13 below Zeto. Yikes. It is absolutely frigid, and this cold continues, and so yeah, it's going to be cold. Now let's take a look at viewer photos. Our producer, Storm Hartman, one of our producers here, sent this photo in to me this morning of the snow that fell overnight, and so that's a great picture. And of course, we always encourage you to send in your weather photos. You can send it to us on Facebook, or you can tweet them to me on Twitter. My handle is HuntersWX, as always. Now let's go on to Doppler vision, and you can see that nothing is really returning on the radar. And now you would look at this and you would be like, okay, well, there's no snow out there. Well, there actually is snow falling. A lot of the observation sites are reporting snow, and as a matter of fact, let's go to Viper, and I'll show you here that this is actually northward. The radar is picking it up northward, but as we swing this down to the south, now Viper often does a pretty good job picking up pretty much light precipitation, but even now it's not picking up a whole lot. And what's likely happening here is that a lot of this is likely falling underneath the radar beam. So it's not being picked up on radar, but there is snow that is falling out there. So yeah, we're going to have snow, blowing snow, and this. So it's just going to be just another nasty day. The wind chill warning continues for all of Western New York until 7 a.m. on Sunday morning, along with that winter weather advisory for the 2 southern tier counties until 7 a.m. tomorrow, and that's for the potential for that lake effect snow as it comes off. Now, even though it's lake effect, again, it's not being picked up on radar because I think it's just a little bit too light, but the winds blowing it around make it seem a lot heavier than it actually is. So the forecast for today, lake snow will continue. It'll be blown around because of the winds. Very frigid with a dangerous wind chill continues. 3 below 0 in some of the valleys to 4 at the Lake Erie shoreline, with a pretty healthy northwest breeze, 7 to 24 miles an hour, creating wind chill factors 15, 20, 25 below 0. So layers are definitely needed out there because it's absolutely going to be frigid out there. And the current numbers at the airport, hey, we got the observation station back at the Jamestown Airport. It came online last night. Yes. So we can finally put the current conditions up again. It's 2. That's the current number at the airport. But this is the biggest issue. The feels like temperature. This is the wind chill, 17 below 0. Yikes. That is what it feels like right now. We got a 3 below 0 dew point, and that wind chill is combined with that west wind of 16 miles an hour and only a quarter of a mile visibility at the airport. You can see some of that, pretty much that low visibility there at the JCC Skycam overlooking the dorms. The temperatures across the region right now, they are pretty frigid. Again, we got 2 at Jamestown, 4 in Dunkirk, 1 in Buffalo, 4 in the Falls, 2 below 0 in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, 2 in Rochester, and 2 below 0 at Olean down in the Allegheny River Valley. Now, when you take the wind into effect, we do have a wind chill factor. Again, 17 below 0 in Jamestown, 14 below 0 in Dunkirk, 20 below 0 in Buffalo, 21 below 0 in Toronto, and 20 in Olean, 20 below 0 in Olean. This is how the wind feels when you get that wind, and the gusts are around 30 miles an hour in many locations. So you get a wind gust, that's really going to lower those temperatures down even more. So the Metrocast for today, for around 1 o'clock, 2. We're not going to go very far. 2 degrees, and it will still be bitter cold with some lake effect snow showers. Fast forwarding into 5 o'clock, we'll drop only a degree to 1. And the dangerous wind chills will continue with more lake effect snow. And then as we fast forward to about 9 o'clock tonight, will bottom out at the goose egg. And some pockets of lake effect will continue with dangerous wind chills continuing. So you really do need to bundle up because it's absolutely going to be frigid. And you definitely do not want to be out in this for any length of time because it is just absolutely cold out there. Next 7 days of your life coming up on the screen, brought to you by Quick Solutions. And the good news is this short hitting blast only lasts for the middle of the weekend. Take a look at that. We go to 23 on Sunday, and the warm-up comes our way for the end of the week. Take a look at Thursday. Some spots may actually hit 40 on Thursday. Yes! This is going to feel great. Ryan will have sports right after the break, so you stay with us.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com. Like great food, great news needs experts. Become a community reporter when you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about. Drop us a line on Facebook today. Speaking of great food, Jeremy's Bellevue offers pasta, classic burgers, seafood, and of course, wings. Visit Jeremy's Bellevue on Facebook.
The team that puts coverage first. We have some breaking news. Police confirming now that Steve Stevens was found dead in Erie, Pennsylvania.
His house is on fire and it's dangerously close to the Appleyard Terrace.
Fire crews battling another blaze.
It needs to be treated as the terrorist act that it is.
He got the ball, he just went to the hoop and he shot it.
And as for the star of the show, Tucker Pierce.
I think I feel good.
Proceeds from the Battle of the Classes going to the Alex Folk Foundation.
50 years of service and dedication to anything is very impressive. Put your lives on the line for your neighbors.
It's just something that I think people should do. You have to give back to the community.
WNY NewsNow, where coverage comes first.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
From the Phone Zone Sports Desk, I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's a look at what's trending this afternoon in Western New York. The Buffalo Bills making their final preparations for the Jacksonville Jaguars for Sunday's AFC wildcard game. Sean McDermott held a press conference earlier this morning.
I'm not going to sit up here and say that, we've got that, check that box, we've got that, but this is why we coach. This is why we build the depth and part of Brandon's weekly pursuit of finding the right players, maybe not as starters, but as the next group of starters. So, and the coaches do a phenomenal job, and the players have really bought into that approach of everyone's got to be prepared to play. If it's a practice squad player, he could be called up as late as Friday into the weekend, so he's got to be prepared. So that's really goes back to the whole overarching philosophy of accountability. A part of it is discipline, but the other part of it is making sure you're ready to do your job when called upon.
Running back LaShawn McCoy will try to practice Friday for the first time since suffering that ankle injury in Week 17. LaShawn spoke to reporters on Thursday afternoon.
I'm definitely happy how things are working out so far, but I got a lot more room for improvement, especially where I want to be at. I know my body, I know myself, especially the way I play is more cutting than running. So, just trying to get better.
Is it the same ankle as the one in high school?
Yeah.
What steps do you need to go through and things you need to be able to do to feel confident that maybe not even at 100% that you can play on Sunday?
I just want to be able to cut well enough where I don't have a lot of pain when I'm cutting. I don't want to. I just want to be close or the best as far as 100% as I can get. But the type of game like this, man, you got to lay on the line. You know, so if I can't get 100%, as long as I'm out there and I can run effective enough, you know, I'll do it. So we'll just see.
Is it more of a rest thing or a rehab thing right now?
I think it's a little bit of both.
To hockey we go, where the Buffalo Sabres are not enjoying the same success that the Buffalo Bills are. Last night's loss to Minnesota is evidence of that. Zach Parise passes out front to Charlie Coyle, who scores the 6th goal for the Wild on the night and the 4th on the season for him. That's under a minute left to play, and Buffalo goes down in flames. They're shut out 6-0. From the Phone Zone Sports Desk, I'm Ryan Hedrick.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now. Like great food, great news needs experts. Become a community reporter when you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about. Drop us a line on Facebook today. Speaking of great food, Jeremy's Bellevue offers pasta, classic burgers, seafood, and of course, wings. Visit Jeremy's Bellevue on Facebook. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back to News Now. Of course, this show almost seems dedicated to the frigid temperatures that continue to beat our region. But as that Arctic cold pushes its way here, forecasters say we could see wind chills as low as 25 below. So bundle up. And this cold seems like a challenge for just you and I, the average everyday Joe, but it's also challenging and maybe even a little more for those first responders.
To minus 20 and minus 30 in some areas of our region. And that's really the super dangerous part.
The cold could affect emergency response time, especially when ambulances break down or freeze.
You could certainly see things begin to freeze. And the same happens on the vehicles. The ambulances and fly cars that emergency medical services use in our western New York region are typically outside continuously throughout the day.
Donald Trapak with Mercy Flight says there was a bit of a challenge responding to Tuesday's multi-car pileup on the thruway.
In that circumstance, the visibility was an issue.
The bone-chilling cold could also slow first responders down. They wear extra layers and carry extra equipment,
which could certainly slow their ability to climb stairs and access different locations that they need to access.
While no amount of cold will stop first responders from saving lives, Trapak says it's the little things that keeps them going.
If the public was to do anything for them on these cold days, offer them a cup of coffee or a cup of hot chocolate. It'll warm not only your heart, but it'll warm their heart, and it'll keep them out there and keep them going for the next person.
And Dakota, just the other night up on Forest Avenue, JFD responded to a reported house fire. Luckily, damage wasn't too bad. But again, rains, snow, sleet, hail, tornadoes. We give kudos to those first responders for going out there.
And you brought up tornadoes, and that's another good point because first responders are generally the first in a tornado damaged area.
Right.
And they're always like the first to go through and do sort of like,
the check of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the search and recovery. And but man, it is just so frigid. And actually, we are going to be looking up the data as into the last time. Now we are a little above zero, but what we're going to do is we're going to look up the data, and we'll probably tell you on Monday as into when the last time we actually had a high temperature this cold.
Yeah,
we're going to go through the records and we're going to look that up for you.
A low high record,
'cause
which
it's
we talked
absolutely
about
frigid.
a while back. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, you really have to bundle up in layers if you're going out anywhere. The best thing is if you don't have to, just stay home. And, you know, speaking of layers, you probably see, I've got like this black,
you got your Under Armour on.
I've got like my black turtleneck compression shirt thing. I'm wearing sweatpants underneath my suit
Gotta
pants.
bundle up.
So, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely frigid. I mean, even just the short walk from the parking lot here into the building was just
wiping off that snow.
Yeah, yikes.
Well, if you missed any of our top stories, be sure to, after this video publishes, check it out at the very top. Just kind of want to, I noticed we had Josie in the comments. Thank you for joining us today, but just wanted to address the fact that all of our top stories are at the top of the show, and then we kind of come down to this. So if you are home maybe from school with your little ones, or maybe you called off of work because you were stuck in your driveway, you may want to play a video game. But experts warn that too much video gaming could lead to a new mental disorder. Reed Binion tells us more.
The World Health Organization is expected to include gaming disorder on its list of mental health conditions in 2018 as a part of addictive behaviors. The WHO defines the disorder as a persistent or recurrent behavior pattern of sufficient severity to result in significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. A spokesman for the health organization says the new disorder entry includes only a clinical description and not prevention and treatment options. Some experts disagree with labeling this addiction as a disorder. According to research from a psychologist at Iowa State University, almost 9% of children who play video games in the U.S. are addicted. The research also found similar numbers globally. The psychologist also believes the increased availability of technology and broadband internet have contributed to gaming addictions. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Interesting idea. I don't know if we're getting too ahead of ourselves by calling it like a disorder, so to speak, but I do clearly remember like my little cousins and myself as well. When I was a kid, I'd come home from high school per se, and like got that homework done and immediately wanted to like play video games. But it's, I suppose it's almost to the same thing as, you know, going outside and playing. They're not the same things, but it's almost like you have something fun that you want to do. It's almost like a different outlet.
I mean, I mean, myself, I've never been a huge video game person.
Right.
I mean, you know, when I would come home from school, this will show you how old I am. When I used to come home from school, I used to watch Slime Time Live. Anybody remember that?
What?
Nickelodeon?
I don't remember.
You're too young, Justin. That's why.
Oh, gosh.
I'm an old fogey. That's why. Only us old people.
I was probably
exactly
playing video games while that was happening.
If you know what that is, please drop in the comment section down below.
You know what else we know about? This guy.
Yeah.
We know it is cold. We might as well just go back to bed.
That's the best idea I've heard all day. Goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. Let's take a look at that quick solution 7-day forecast one final time on this Friday. And 2 degrees will be the high today. The temperature will fluctuate between pretty much 2 to 3 degrees. The lakeshore areas will probably make it around 5. The valleys, negative digits all day. So if you're in a valley location, do not expect to see a number close to 0. You're going to be in the negative digits all day today. And then it's not any better for tomorrow either, with a high of only 3 above 0.
And that 8 is going to be
that
cold
8
Saturday
below 0.
night.
That's absolutely going to be frigid. But take a look at what happens on Sunday. We skyrocket our temperatures into the lower 20s, and then we go into the upper 30s for early next week. The temperature dropped back just a little bit for Tuesday before the temperatures rebound for the middle of the week. And take a look at that high on Thursday of 39. Some spots may flirt with 40, and we bring in some rain showers. So.
It's going to be the meltdown then.
A little bit. Not a big deal.
So lots of snow then over the next 48?
Yes. We're pretty much going to see probably about another 5 to 7 inches of lake effect. Again, the lake effect band, it's not going to be like a steady state lake effect band. There's going to be pockets of lake effect. And again, Lake Erie right now, the current number is 50% ice coverage. And we expect it to be about 80.
Keep it freezing.
Yes,
Keep it freezing.
because that shuts off the lake effect machine.
Thank you, sir. That's going to do it for News Now for this week. Join us right back here on Monday for another edition of News Now, where we check out news, weather, sports, and whatever else we decide. In the meantime, stay warm. Head to WNYNewsNow.com with your cup of joe, your hot cocoa, and your furry loved ones, if you have one of those. Have a great day.
See you Monday.